The usage of music and chanting in all of history that one can find is that until recently, until the advent of AI technologies, auto-tune, videos where you're syncing up singers with their visuals, where you can separate sound from the person and you can overlay. The advent of technology, while it's wonderful and can spread things, has also dramatically changed how we use music, how we listen to music, and the nature, the healing power of music. So let's start on the benign side. But let's see, okay, that's nice. I'm glad I have a recording of Caruso. I'm glad I have a recording and videos of Elvis Presley. I'm glad I have a recording of great singers in all genres. That's wonderful. I'm glad that I have that to refer to it, because singing and music is such an ephemeral art, right? It doesn't last very long. And on the other hand, music has long been recognized to have an enormous, potent impact on the psyche and the well-being of a tribe, a nation, and an individual. And therefore the power of music was always harnessed, first by the religious sections of society. Music is used to drum the fans of war, right? You have the drums and you have very loud noises when you go into battle, to rouse you to fight. But music was also recognized in ancient days that it could have a power to seduce. In other words, seduce you into doing things that normally maybe you wouldn't do, that perhaps are hurtful to yourself and to others. And you have the music, for example, in the Bacchus rites, Bacchus, of the Greeks. You have descriptions of bacchanalias where music would drive people into a frenzy of behaviors, and sometimes led to self-mutilations as well as sexual excesses that perhaps they would normally not have done. So yes, music is very powerful. My thesis today, or what I'm trying to talk about today, is that most of us who are blessed with talent for music and for voice or for creating music, poetry, we're born with a special gift, and this ability to create beautiful music, to sing on pitch, to have a musical ear, is a part of a divine attribute of being human. Now let's just stop right there. If you do not believe that the human is partly divine, then you can tune out of this message right away, because you will not appreciate the rest of my message. You're probably of the belief that humans are just machines that can be programmed, and animalistic machines that are biological entities that are here to be programmed according to those with higher intelligences and who have the power and the ability to change them. Or you don't have that belief, but you simply have forgotten or have turned your back, and you're not interested in looking and recognizing at all the ancient cultures from all around the world who always believe in some sort of divine aspect of humanity. Fine, then turn away. So now if you're still here, then you do believe that humans have a divine aspect to them. And the divine aspect, so the sages of many traditions assert, particularly the very ancient Hindu traditions, the Vedas and the religious scriptures of India, that the Indian culture has traced back to before what we call before the flood, 50, 100,000 or more back into history, of which also there's been evidence, as we know, of underwater cities and civilizations right off the coast of India and other places in the world. So this is not a myth. That's the beauty of archaeological discoveries, and for those that wish to look at it. Again, if you're of the mindset, if you've been trained to believe history started with, the Sumerian civilization 5,000 years ago, until then we were just primitives, then you can turn off this channel and not listen to me anymore either, because you just won't be interested. So that's fine. But those who have been doing their research and want to continue on. So what concerns me today is the abuses and distortions in all of the arts, in the visual, the dramatic, vocal, musical arts, by negative and self-serving and corrupt influences. I call it big media. You can call it whatever you want. That is using music and films and Hollywood to promote the worship of and the seduction of evil, plain and simple. Why would I find it entertaining to go and watch one Hollywood blockbuster horror film after the other that's all been released since 2007 or 6 about various forms of devils, demons, horrible entities that are taking over people and destroying them? Why would I find that entertaining in graphic detail? Why would I find entertaining music that is extolling killing, raping, violence? Why would I find entertaining music that is so disjointed and syncopated, with lyrics that are so strange and sad, and with voices that are screeching and screaming in the name of being, pop, that have no overtones left in them? They're singing on autotune. Why do I find that appealing? So you take a beautiful soul that's come into this world to offer their creativity, especially their voice, their signature sound wave. Why wouldn't I feel horrified and want to take arms against those that would take this magnificent talent, like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, and distort them into the caricatures of what they were originally, in order to seduce people with very strange, like, why would someone find Thriller so thrilling? It's horrible. Everything he's singing about. It's not the same Michael Jackson that sang I'll always be there for you when he was a young kid with his beautiful sweet voice, and all the songs of love and yearning and sweetness and helpfulness and faith. All his songs at the end were, Billie Jean. Oh my God, it's so horrible. And the mechanistic way, the robotic way that he's, okay, so it's fascinating, it's fast and jerky, but look at what is being portrayed, humanity as a string on a puppet that can be turned here and there. So I'm against this. I'm sorry. That is not what I'm about. If you're still listening to me and you believe in all these things and think it's wonderful, you shouldn't be listening to this channel, because you'll be really offended. You need just to leave. I'm here to support those people, those artists that are sick and tired of having their divine gift messed around with. Look at opera. Opera is the last bastion of nobility, where they were able to portray the sorrows, the strifes, the struggles, and the concerns of humanity within a noble context and the most exalted means, without any gimmickry, without any microphones, with the combined efforts of a 100-piece or 50-piece orchestra, with costumes, with designs, with great libretto, with great the inspired music of great composers who spent their entire life opening their higher faculties, their higher mind, to receive divinely inspired music. For singers who trained for years to create the most perfect, the most beautiful tones without any technology. So that's what I'm about.